Hey there. I am in the process of hunting down the purple martins that roost in the Austin area about this time of year. It is currently July 5th, 2021. I am about to use the process that is outlined in my roost on MatthewBay.com. How to find purple martin roosts using government radar. Um, this this post has got all of the links you're going to need, and kind of the basic concepts, but I want to actually go through what the actual sort of process is, that I like, all the little details that I left out on the original blog post. So this is for anybody who wants to save a little bit of time trying to figure out how to get the visualization data to work, and like how to find like the correct data to install. So it's a little bit wonky, a lot of this. I am mostly using this application called Integrated Data Viewer. It appears to be like a fairly academic platform. So it's you're pretty much assuming that you're only going to be using this if you are a scientist or a scientist in training. Let's see. Let's see what I'm going to do. I am going to open this. Alright, so yeah, I've already got a little bit running here, so I got it on the wrong screen. So this is one piece of radar data that I have installed currently. It has the radar. This is from July 3rd. This is the most recent that we can see from the Google Cloud dump of data that I was looking at. This little spot right here, that's kind of got looks like a little hole in the middle of all the radar chaff. This is the radar station up at Granger Lake. Fun place to visit if you've never been there. And then pretty much in here, there's two suspicious rings. You can see they're beginning to grow. This time period is right at sunrise or just before sunrise, and the radar could very well be looking at maybe two roosts of purple martins as they fly off out of the trees early in the morning and all head in one direction. That's kind of like what this little donut shape is. It's like the spreading ring of birds as seen by the radar over in the next county. If I zoom back a little bit, you can kind of see that there's also some storms coming up, and there's it's basically a little bit dirty, the data here. So I want to see if I can get a few more like few more sort of data overlays in here, maybe get something a little bit cleaner. You can see that there's also a couple of other sort of suspicious rings. There's one over here, I think this is College Station. There's one up here which I believe is Waco, and one in Temple. In previous years I've also seen like little rings over here in Fredericksburg. And those tend to disappear as the season goes on. Yeah, there's that one over here at College Station. What I believe is happening is the purple martins are sort of doing like a modest sort of coagulation of roosting in these other areas, and then they join the larger conglomeration of the larger roost in the Austin area in July. That's my suspicion. I have no proof of it. It'd be interesting if anybody on the ground here in College Station presuming this college station can confirm or deny that. I think that what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you sort of piece by piece how we get the actual data. So this is the Google Cloud Platform bucket, and I'm going to actually walk this up a little bit to the main NEXRAD setting here. And you can see that it goes back to 1991, and it's got every year up to that. So if you want like 30 years of radar, you want to go back and look to see I don't know what storm there was in 2008, or if the purple markings were visible then too. This you could totally do it. We're going to click on 2021, the current one. You go to August. Oops. Click on August. That's July, not August. I've already downloaded the 01, 02, 03. Like I said, it tends to be 2 days behind. I've downloaded these for the Granger or the KGRK radar set, but I'm going to try and also get the one from San Marcos as well, which is KEWX. Let's see, where is the let's see, get to my I'm gonna look at what I've got in my temp folder here, and yeah, I don't think I have anything terribly exciting in this. I'll actually go into make a new document or a new folder in here. New folder, IDB. Alright, so next step is I'm going to go to 1st of July, and I'm going to find KEWX, which is the San Marcos radar station. I just happen to know that there is a map of NEXRAD radar stations if you can find it somewhere, and there's a lot of files in here. These are all tar archives of radar data, and they are sort of in slightly coded, so you can see it's by the date. The file name has got the date and the time in Greenwich Mean Time, Universal Time. So what I want is the 11 o'clock to 11:59 time frame, because 11 o'clock in GMT is about 6 a.m. in Austin time, and since sunrise is at 6:30, daylight is about 6. So I could maybe get like the hour before that as well, but the data or the birds just aren't as active at that time in my experience. All right, so oops. So I'm going to save this in IDV, and then I'm going to wait for that to download. It's downloaded, and I'm now going to use the handy 7-zip Windows application to extract files into its own subdirectory there. It's going to make things a little bit easier. Alright, so at this point I now have yet more piles of data, and as I recall, only one of these actually produces like actual data that we can look at. Let's see. I'm going to go to the dashboard. So this the IDV, it's got this display area. I'm going to move this off screen for a sec. And it's also got the dashboard, which allows you to, there's quick links, I'm not really sure what to do with that. And then there's the data choosers. I'm going to go up, go to, oops, temp, and IDV. And from here, I'm going to go into the directory, and I'm basically just going to highlight all of these and add source. I'm going to change the data source type. Used to give you, give you the option to kind of like guess or like let them guess, but it's easier. For some reason, this version doesn't have that. I'm going to put into here radar files, NEXRAD. That's the data source type. So basically, this IDV, it can do point cloud data, shape files, all sorts of fun stuff. NEXRAD data just happens to be one of the things it does. And now it is busy crunching that data. Let's see. In the meantime, oops, I'm going to say yes, only the good data. Just doing that. Let's go ahead and look at this for a sec here. And yeah, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So it looks like, and I'm kind of zooming in, trying to like pinpoint of these, and you can kind of move the thing around using these arrows. There's tiny little arrows off on the side. You can move the display area. I'm going to go down a little bit. Alright, so now the advantage of using the San Marcos data is that San Marcos radar is it actually is within a line of sight of the birds in this area, but it's like kind of like a different area, so it gets like a better. I think it's done. Is it? No, still going, still crunching. So you can kind of get like a better view of what's going on. Let's see. Okay, I went away for a sec there, but I'm back. All right, so I always get these error reading data things. I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to say yes. Yeah, just continue doing the good stuff. Oh, it's still going. There's a lot of crunching, going on here. Is that done? Okay, I think it's done. No? Is it not? Oh yeah, you can kind of see, I guess it's like running basically second by second with like the data here. And it looks like it's only about 8 minutes in. So this is going to take a little while. I am going to come back in a sec. Okay, so I'm back again. Actually, it turned out that the 1st of July was a little too interesting from a radar perspective. So instead, by interesting, I mean it was too big and ended up basically crashing crashing everything. So what instead I'm going to do is I'm going to I loaded the smaller set of data for July 2nd. So you can. This is I just did the data choosers section where see there's far fewer files here in this particular time period, and once that worked through, I'm now in field selector, and I usually use reflectivity. There's a lot of different sections of data that you can use here, but it seems to be easier just to go with reflectivity. I don't know what all these other sections are. They seem to be pretty similar, but I'm just going to go with the last one. We're going to see what this gives me when I create this display. So, alright. So this is July 2nd, from about 6 until 7 a.m. From Central Texas. Currently, you really can't see that much, so I'm going to go to the fourth tab here. And if you go and click to default background maps, you can just check all of these. The easiest, the ones that give you the most information are U.S. County outlines and U.S. interstate highways. And from here, I'm just going to zoom in. You can see already that there's some interesting splotches, and I am going to zoom in a little bit more right here. Yeah, see, this is where if I was so interested, I could get the 5 to 6 a.m. time per frame too, and get the beginnings of this splotch. But that doesn't necessarily tell us what we really want to know, which is the location of the roost. And to get that, it's easiest to just look at the expanding ring and just kind of like do a guesstimate of the middle spot of the expanding ring. And you can see that there's, since the outlines, since all we have to work on is like the outline of Travis County and I-35 coming up through it, we can't really get this as accurate as I would like using my limited knowledge of this format. So you can see again, very similar, even though this is like the day before the previous data we were looking at. The difference being that there isn't the storms coming up here. There's some storms up here, but there's a lot of little chaff coming on. And you can see that, yeah, once again, there's a ring coming right about here. It's right about the center. And another ring here. You see, there's still rings. Can't really see the rings that we were seeing earlier, I can see that one up there in Waco. Can't really see, maybe a little bit of a spot there in College Station. But yeah, it definitely looks like there is a bigger spot here than there is here. Doesn't it look like that? So what we're going to do now is I'm going to kind of put this off to one side and go to the Travis County map. The easiest Travis County map I could find, which is, of course, Google Maps. And if we pause this right at the beginning, we can kind of see, compare the outlines here with the outlines of Travis County and the length of I-35, and it kind of looks like, so there's this spot right up here, and this is at the intersection of 45 and I-35. You can kind of see there's it's like right, if there's like this curve, it's kind of like right in the middle of the curve. That's kind of where that is, and that's where the roost has been the past couple of years, which is basically next to the Pier 1 up here in Round Rock. However, this spot right here, this really looks like it's the old spot. So for years and years, the Purple Martins were roosting in central Austin, like right about here, in the Hyde Park area, or sorry, not Hyde Park, Highland Mall area, and Highland Mall or Capitol Plaza right across. So like kind of like in this area, you can't really pin it down looking at this, but it looks like they're back where they were. And back in the day, they used to roost in different spots near Highland Mall, or like they would roost like near the Target at the Capitol Plaza, or they were at the now demolished Texas Land and Cattle Company up here near the 290 intersection. So I don't know. Even though the Audubon Society is saying it's up in Round Rock, I think that they might be pulling the wool over our eyes. It might have one back in the old spot. So I'm going to check that out. Probably drive around tomorrow, see if I can see him around sunset. So anyway, that's how the system works ish. If you have a better idea of how to do it, which I am sure you do if you are a person who is educated, please tell me, and I would love to hear any tips. But that's kind of the system I figured out through kind of plunking around. So leave comments, and I hope you get to see some purple martins.